All right, so today's video, we're going to be watching the rank 1 Cloak and Dagger. Whenever I play Cloak and Dagger, my major problem is I end up playing a little bit more Dagger than Cloak, and I think it's a hero that you want to balance well. I need to pay attention a little bit more. Like, for example, I got feedback on the misunderstanding how the low-key lamp worked from the last rank 1 video, so I want to make sure I can continue to try to learn more about the abilities. That's also the fun part, I think, about the spectating series like this is I'm learning as we go. It's not about I have knowledge on the hero. It's more like I'm learning and this is what I've learned. We may not get it fully right on how it works, but I like the idea of learning from it. So pretty much what you expect, just a lot of spam heals at the beginning. Pretty much what I expect. I want to see because sometimes in these situations I try to do too much. I'm like, okay, do I need to go into Cloak right now and just use an ability? And I think sometimes I use my abilities too much, but then if I don't use my abilities too much, then I feel like I'm not doing anything. So then I get caught in this endless cycle of when do I do this? So that's what I want to see with this Cloak and Dagger is when Cloak is being used, how and why. That's what I'm looking for. Because I get obviously on Dagger how to do this, right? I get the abilities. I know how to use the right-click heal, the little AoE heal paper box looking thing. I don't know. I just made it up. So the ultimate time in here makes sense. You go in, you lead in, go into Dagger form now, and then right-click out if you need to. This part I get. Okay, so something very easy to pick up on here that I don't do as quite as much as I could do. Go right into DPS form when you ult. I think sometimes I end up back into heal mode because I don't trust my own ult to heal people. But at a certain point, it is what it is. I think that's where you maximize your DPS potential, which is what you're seeing. It was good. That's something I probably need to do more of. And then you use the Cloak, and you can use that for mobility. If you notice right there, going up on the high ground. Was it worth using the Cloak and Dagger ultimate to engage in when the other support wasn't going to be able to keep everybody alive during that? That's the question. My guess is, especially considering this is the rank 1 Cloak and Dagger, that it's probably the right decision to be aggressive with it. Especially at the beginning. I want to watch how this team fight goes. Good heals. Definitely a lot more healing than I expected, which is good. Because, I thought I wasn't using enough Cloak. So, there's probably about a 90% chance, if not higher, that Magneto won't have ultimate that quickly at the beginning of the game, right? The rest of the way, it's kind of hard to track that because you don't know what's happening. So what you're doing now is you're playing the odds of we built it out quickly. They're going to have some DPS ults, obviously. But we think that this ultimate's going to be good to create the map control, the map space, you said right there, create space. I think in that situation where Magneto doesn't have ultimate yet, it's definitely worth finding that time. And if you can build a Cloak and Dagger ultimate in a minute 15, really fast, and they have a Magneto, why not send it? Now, the flip side is maybe they don't have a Magneto, and then you can do it whenever you want. Maybe you save it an extra second or wait for a Storm ultimate, but it makes sense. So I actually kind of like the timing of that, the idea, and I'm also one of those players that loves more proactive gameplay. I love playing more aggressive. I like being the set the tone type of team. I think I overthought the kit a little bit. Now you're going to wait a little bit here on the salt. You're going to wait a second. That's why you're not seeing the Cloak and Dagger ultimate now, because you're letting the Storm ult do the work, and then you just sit back and wait. So, yeah. Is Cloak and Dagger going to leave with ult or try to, yeah, definitely counter ult in a second. Right now, yep. Great ult timing, great patience. Nice play. I can't tell, did the Magneto bubble there? The Storm got 5? Oh, I know. And just to make it clear, for anybody who doesn't know the combo, one of the easiest ways to basically prevent Cloak and Dagger ultimate from getting value is by just going Magneto and then using your ultimate, and then you wait till about the 3rd one or the 4th one to be able to get the kill. A lot of the time it's the 3rd one because the 4th one they can do a quick one. So you wait till the 3rd one, and generally you'll get the kill, and when you get the kill on the Cloak and Dagger, it also removes the ultimate off the floor. Just be wary of of that, and that's why it's important to understand Magneto's ultimate. It's also something that I suck at right now. When I'm playing Magneto, my bubble usage is definitely not good. I definitely use it a little bit more than I should. Because Cloak and Dagger, you can essentially save Cloak and Dagger every single time if you just save your Magneto bubble. I feel like my playstyle was fine. I definitely played more heal body. But outside, the only thing I really would use Cloak for is to switch over to Cloak and then use the blind. So that feels like that's what you would use it for, and then the damage is an added bonus if everything's going well for your team. This might be one of those don't ult type of situations yet, but very soon. I think they know the other team.
This is real firepower.
Probably ult this down. Wait till the ult activates. There you go. And then add the double heals there, so that way nobody can really... There you go. Probably can go Cloak on the... Yeah, that makes sense. So, it's definitely a lot more Dagger. They have good bedsheet usage. Oh, the thing that you throw at them? Yes, whatever you call it. Yep. Yeah, I think like, now that I watch like someone who's like the rank 1 Cloak and Dagger, I feel like from a playstyle point of view, I was playing it correctly. From like a safe like point of view. Obviously, there's more damage that can be done, but there's been no reason to. And like sometimes I feel like the moment you stop healing somebody in this game, they just fall over. So like, I think like the way I was playing it was fairly decent on Cloak and Dagger. I think sometimes I just tried to do too much, and that could have been as simple as someone being like, "Oh, you're not doing enough." Like, what are you doing? Use your Cloak. But like the more I watch it, I think we're fine. Like it feels like it's fine. Probably throw the right click down, which already was done. Yeah, this is kind of how I thought. So I did have the correct play style on Cloak and Dagger, which is good. I'm just happy that I was finding the right style. It really is more just you do a bunch of heals and then you occasionally go Cloak. Now, obviously, that's going to shift each game, but like this game is straight up just like, especially in the 2 support setting, you just keep everybody alive the whole time and then use your ultimate to prevent their storm ultimate if they have a storm, and that's pretty much what you do. And then if your team is rolling, you can get a little bit of damage output. Yep.
Us against the world.
You can counter that ult, but probably wait on storm.
This is real
No.
firepower.
So the Invisible Woman countered first. Now probably gonna ult now. Yep, there it is. Tell your team to stack. Pretty much a great play across the board. Great ult usage from both teams right there. So like you don't like, there's a lot happening there, but the ult rotation there was perfect. Obviously could have cloaked that. I've been there too, don't worry. Sometimes you just try to time it perfectly, and well, it wasn't perfectly timed. Truthfully, if I'm the Cloak and Dagger in that situation, I'm kind of predicting that I can get away with like a free Cloak and Dagger ultimate now. Because like now that you know the Magneto ultimate's gonna be 1-for-1 and you know that Cloak will build the ult quicker, this kind of goes back to the theory of the first round, right? Of like, there's a pretty good chance that the Magneto won't be able to build the ultimate in time. Unless their Magneto's like just absolutely pumping damage in, which at that point, even then you can't even predict that, right? Like if your teammates are just taking massive damage from Magneto, that's more on like your team letting you know that, right? But it looks like actually the other Magneto's on a decent pace, but now it's slowed down a bit. See? Yeah. Yeah, there you go. So using the cloak there to basically, I see now. Like you're basically using the cloak there to kind of guarantee your teammates can get out, and then you just blind them. So that makes sense. Yeah, so this is why they ult right away, is because the other team ulted, and like the timing right now, yeah, that was perfect. So just to kind of pause what I meant there is that cloak pretty much was banking on the idea that the Magneto wouldn't have ultimate in time. And that was correct. That's understanding your time. It's like going, okay, I traded 1-to-1 with Magneto. I now am banking on the idea that they won't have ultimate in time. And most of the time, that's what it is. I find that anytime I ult a Cloak and Dagger ult, I'll usually be at about like 90% when that Cloak and Dagger ults. And then at a certain point, it becomes pointless, right? To go for the ultimate. And the thing is this also is something that gets a little bit underrated with Cloak and Dagger. If you can get that Magneto ultimate out the first time, or like you can kind of bait the Magneto into ulting you after your ultimate, like to where they think they can get you, you're going to be ahead of that Magneto ultimate the rest of the game. So you can actually use it more proactively unless that Magneto finally shifts their playstyle. So there's a lot of things you could do there. It's like a mind game. It's like a mind game. By the way, this is also why the triple support comp is so strong. So like, this isn't a triple support comp, but the point I'm making here is, you notice how that Storm is able to go in and get kills on both teams? Because like you can, on both teams, because you can outplay their ultimates. Triple support can take that away. Basically, you can make it so all of your DPS ultimates will never really get value unless you combo correctly. Which I guess you could argue is good that you have to combo it, but yeah, you might just run out of the ability to do that, especially when there's like a low key on the field. It's been good to see this on Cloak and Dagger. A lot of it's just keeping your teammates healed up, and then don't try to force the cloak gameplay. Use it when necessary, but like don't try to make it like a gameplay loop. Like I barely see much cloak here. Most cloak is just to blind them on like an aggressive play. Like right now, you're probably gonna see the counter from cloak. Yep. Normally this made. Wow. I mean, honestly, that was more just an impressive play by the other team. You very rarely see that. I don't even think that was necessarily bad. I think that was just an amazing, like, combo of damage. Holy crap. But now, like, Magneto will probably use Magneto ultimate, like, aggressive here at a certain point, which then opens up the next Cloak and Dagger ultimate again. And that's what I mean. Rick Barr, thanks for Reich Barr, thanks for 22 months of the Freeze Prime. Thank you, appreciate it. Thank you. Oh yeah, you can still be one-shot on the ultimate, just very rare it happens.
Jury.
Probably use Cloak here. No, not even that. Because you have this here there, I see. So it's like... There it is. See, that was good. Okay, so like, kind of using it as an escape even during your ultimate. That makes sense now. And then the Magneto did ultimate early like we predicted. So like, that makes sense. Like, it's like, a lot of it really is just using, you don't force that cooldown. You know what Cloak reminds me of, and most people aren't gonna like remember this. Does anybody remember Enfeeble from Overwatch 2 beta? Does anybody here remember Enfeeble? Enfeeble was this play they added to Moira in Overwatch 2. It didn't happen for a long time. Now, once again, I'm not comparing the ability because I want to point out Enfeeble wasn't fun. It basically reduced damage, but like what you did is you never used it on cooldown. The Cloak playstyle is reminding me of how you had to use that ability, where it's not something that you really ever want to use like ever, unless there's a reason to. And maybe that's why they have it under like the Cloak side of things. You're not going to be in Cloak form a lot of the time. So you're gonna use that ability more as like when it's necessary rather than like make it a part of your gameplay loop. Does that make sense? I was kind of under the impression like, oh, you wanna balance back and forth, like, you know, you're gonna do this, you're gonna do that. But in reality, everything I've seen from this Cloak and Dagger is I think I've seen them use that ability like a total of like 5 or 6 times. Use it if it's necessary, like off of an ultimate or like a play, but don't feel like you have to use it like all the time. All right, here we go. So right click. Now you might be able to cloak that, but yeah, because like that's a situation where I'm like, okay, do I cloak this? But it doesn't matter because you're gonna probably get rolled anyway. So I see now where like I want to spend more time. It's straight up just more heal bot. There you go. And then you use that as like a secondary like later on when your team is down one. I see it now. I see it now. So you use that like the blind ability very rarely also, but you use it more as like an escape tool for your teammates when you're down one. That one is just to make sure you have a survivability tool out, that you be aggressive with this. Now you're gonna see the damage.
Jury.
Yep, it's all making sense now. That was good. I definitely learned a lot this game because like, I've always kind of been like, I've always wondered if, and that was 10,000 damage and 4,400 healing, to give you an idea. So like, there's a lot more damage happening in general. But I think like the one thing I learned from this is stop trying to force a lot of the Cloak gameplay and just spend a lot of the Dagger gameplay doing what you gotta do. And I think that's gonna end up being where I make a lot more progress in this game. Don't feel like you have to heal. I mean, I have to damage the whole time. I think maybe sometimes people put too much into that. And actually, as I say that, you can even see like on the other team, you know, they have a Cloak and Dagger, right? And they have less healing and they also have more damage, like just a little bit more damage. But the point I'm making, you can see the damage block, and I imagine the damage block is probably through like the Cloak. So you see 2 different styles, but like the safer play style end up winning. So I'm gonna go into a game now, see how I've learned from this. And by learn from this, I'm gonna heal bot the whole time.
I know the way to Avengers Tower.
Heal him up, I got you. Use my bed sheet thing or whatever you said it was. To our left is one, I can see him. They're just waiting to the left. Maybe that's a situation where I heal my Thor and not try to just DPS the Hulk. Then what's the fun in that? Positioning was something that was really key during that VOD too that I didn't really talk about too much. But always was in a good spot where, okay, that's just skins. I mean, I can't think about that. I guess there's a world where like maybe I could throw like this in here, right? And maybe that will be like super helpful, but I think you need to be closer. I think maybe, oh, the range on that is what I didn't quite understand. I guess this is a world where nothing's happening, so it's like, so you change up your playstyle, do a little bit more damage? Probably not. That Hulk has ult.
This is real firepower.
I'm gonna ult this now. Now this is the part where I would do some damage, right? Yep. And then I can just get out of there with this. Ah, there we go. Makes sense. Okay, hey, it was a cool looking ult. Now they're gonna use a Psylocke ultimate. Oh, we Loki ulted my ult. This is good. Probably put this down. This would be a time to use the cloak because we have the ultimate there, so just use that to help. We know Psylocke is going to come in with ultimate, which is the problem, but I think I got the right idea on this now. I can't really heal him during that, so it's going to be our Thor's just dead. Probably could use it during this now. There you go. Ooh, I did it again. See, that's what I mean. Like, every time I go into Cloak, even if I mean well with the abilities, it doesn't matter. Like, it's just like I get rolled. So, that's why I think that player probably ended up just doing a lot of Cloak, or Dagger, that is. I keep saying the opposite, but like, it's because you just, anytime you stop healing, you're on your back foot for like a second, and you don't want to be on that in this game.
Feel the wrath of the goddess!
Now this time is where I would probably do this, right? There you go. See? That is where I would do that. Okay. That makes sense. Now it's easier to be reactionary. Now it's easier to react to their ultimates when they do that, is what I'm getting at. They keep resing them, but it is what it is.
This is real firepower!
Now I'll ult now. And I'll come back now. And then I'll stay in Cloak form to DPS. Because now I have my ultimate up here, right? Yep. And now my ult's about to be done. And then I go back into this form. Pretty straightforward. Heal the floor, which I already healed behind us. And then I can go back into Cloak, and I can go into Cloak form during this. Do this to kind of like isolate us away. Or right click, there we go. Makes so much more sense now. It's actually very like, I don't think we even have a tank anymore. It's very like, just don't try to force the Dagger gameplay. Or, dude, I did it again! The Cloak gameplay. Right? Don't try to force the gameplay. Use it when you think it's necessary, but like always just basically be in heal. Throw this on the cart so my teammates can feel comfortable on the cart. Going to a little bit of damage now since I know that we're up a few. I almost pretty much just one-clipped him. Oop, oop. Do this. We got the checkpoint though, that's what matters, right? I learned with Loki, by the way, that it's the damage done to it also heals you. So you basically, that's why you're so invulnerable. So I misunderstood it initially. So I learned that, which is cool. They're just on my left, right? So now I just blinded one of them up there. I don't know what to do. Oh, I might one clip. What a shot. Yep, and then that was an opportunity to get the kill, right? Because they're out of position a little bit.
This is
Now I'll use this a little bit to do that. Use the blind on them so when they disengage out, I stopped healing for a second, so I gotta heal. And then now I have my ultimate. Yeah, okay. Yeah, this whole time I was overcomplicating Cloak and Dagger. So now what I'll do here is ult this now. And then go into DPS mode for a bit. Oh, I almost one-clipped him. Heal my teammates up. Back away now. There you go. See? And we're good. Boom. I can see why people like playing Cloak and Dagger. And now I go into DPS mode right now, right? Because there's no point to, like... We have an ult up already, like a Cloak and Dagger ult. Now I just do this for now, because my teammates are going to be healed for a bit. And then that's where I can pick up some of the damage and I'm missing out, and then go back to heals. Okay, there you go, yep. It all makes sense. Oh. Might just do this. I got one shot through my ultimate, you know, in hindsight. Listen, I needed to try it, okay? I needed to try something aggressive, all right?
never miss.
Nope, I'm good. Oh no, they switched to a one-shot hero and that was it. Doesn't matter how good you are in support. Their one-shot hero hit shots, that's it. The night and day difference since they just switched to Hawkeye. Oh no. It's okay, this ended up being a game where nobody was tanking. And then the Hawkeye just took over. Hawkeye started one-shotting everybody. Can I get to the point in time is the question. I don't think so. You know what the good news is though, chat? We kept our streak of learning a hero and not winning my quick play game right after learning the hero. I don't even look at that and go, oh, we lost because of this, etc. I think it's just like one of those things of like, I did exactly what I thought I was gonna do. I did a good amount of healing, but it also shows you, by the way, like that game we watched, they had 7,500 damage and 40,000 healing. So that gives you an idea of how much they went into the heal mode. Like I don't even feel like I did much damage right there. But it just kind of shows you where like that can be, right? So yeah, there we go. Learned a lot. But definitely like it's okay to heal bot on Cloak and Dagger at times is what I'm realizing.